We've seen South Africa's corruption crisis is not only just about law enforcement, but it also cuts to the heart of power and politics and the economy. Protecting whistleblowers is essential. It's not just for justice, but it's about safeguarding South Africa's democracy, our institutions, and our economic stability. Whistleblowers are often the first to expose wrongdoing. They face threats, intimidation, and even assassination at times. And the killing of Babita Dio, it still casts a shadow over government's promises of reform. And so today we'll be exploring what this means for our democracy, for our institutions, investor confidence as well, and the economy. Dr. Levi Ndo, political analyst, is going to be weighing in virtually to explore further.
So you all already know my take on this one. You all already know my take on whistleblowers in South Africa. You're not safe. You're not safe. In South Africa, it's a crime to not report a crime. You know what I'm saying? But it's also a crime to report a crime. Why? Because you're going to pay with your life. You know what I'm saying? You're going to pay with your life. In fact, let's do this, bro. Let's do this in South Africa. Of course, there's efforts to protect and to promote this type of stuff. There's efforts to promote individuals to report crimes when they see a crime or when they witness a crime. I'm not talking about. And there's obviously efforts to sort of develop our disclosure protection act. I'm talking about. But let's look at the SA, for example. The US. Let's look at the US, for example, and how they deal with whistleblowers. So the US is obviously it's a superpower. You know what I'm talking about. So they have the money. You know what I'm talking about? They may be dealing with their problems right now with Trump and everything, but no, we can't deny the fact that they have money. You know what I'm talking about? So they can fund these type of things. Look at this. Retaliation through violence is extremely rare because it is treated as a federal crime. You know what I'm talking about? It's treated as a federal crime in the US. What is a federal crime? I don't know what the definition is, but I would imagine a federal crime is like murder. You know what I'm saying? Murder or the conspiracy obstruction of justice. You know what I'm talking about? So when you basically fuck around and you're trying to mess around with justice, you know what I'm talking about? That's a federal crime, I think. I'll do the research. I'll probably pop up the definition right here. No. Even death threats, you know what I'm talking about? Y'all know how the whistleblowing story goes, you know what I'm talking about? Kids will sort of simp on each other sometimes. No, not simp, but like snitch on each other sometimes. You know what I'm talking about? What I've seen, especially in schools, some kids will like threaten other kids, will like beat you if you say this. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's me and you after school. You know what I'm talking about? Stuff like that, right? That is also a federal crime. If you were to think of it at that level, you know what I'm saying? It's still a federal crime. So in the US, bro, they have the FBI and the DOJ. You know what I'm saying? They have FBI, DOJ. You know these agencies are serious. You know what I'm talking about? These people are gonna protect you. You know what I'm talking about? Bro, they're usually on it, and we know how serious these agencies basically are, bro. Like, bro, what fascinates me about the US is that, bro, they basically have this witness protection programs, basically physical contact, like physical protection with you. Why? What fascinated me the most is that these people can actually help you and your family relocate and basically give you new identities if it's that serious. You know what I'm talking about? But of course, bro, if you're a whistleblower and then somebody threatens to, it's a serious act, but we're going to get to that, you know what I'm talking about? It's a serious act, bro. It's what fascinates me about the US and about these big countries. I didn't do research on how the other countries do, but I probably will on my own terms. But the US is, you know what I'm talking about. So it's why this retaliation nonsense it's rare back there, you know what I'm talking about. Unlike in South Africa, useless country. But anyways, we're going to get to that, bro. These witness protection programs are usually run by the US Marshal Services. These US Marshal, you can do your own research, bro. They basically make sure that, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, 24/7 is now way we relocate you, new identities, they can get this thing going, you know what I'm talking about. In SA, my country, my land, bro, you don't understand how much I love this country, bro. Like, it's the only thing I know, bro. Like, SA is the only thing I know, but like, there's so much happening here, bro, and we are just failing, you know what I'm saying? Not failing, but doesn't mean that we can't improve, but we're just failing, bro. Here, bro, we have what we call the protected, what is it? Something Protection Disclosures Act. The Protection Disclosures Act. I'm sorry for butchering that one, bro. I think it's a testament as to how unserious I am when it comes to talking about South Africa. It's probably an attitude that I should change maybe in 10 years. Bro, that act is obviously weak. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna relate or talk about a story that is basically my highlight, especially when it comes to whistleblowing in South Africa. If you think about what happened during COVID or 2021, what's her name? Babita Dio, the Indian woman I was mentioning on this video on my channels, bro. The Indian woman who whistleblowed and got murdered, bro. So what basically happens is she I think she was a senior civil servant, something like that, I think, in finance or something, you know what I'm talking about. And she was murdered after reporting corruption within the Gauteng Department of Health. Department of Health. Panados, ARVs, aspirin, antibiotics, clean my teeth. Department of Health. Corruption in the Department of Health. Bro, that is the... Bro, I was gonna say I didn't expect corruption to be happening in that sector in this country, but after watching a bunch of movies and hearing of watching a bunch of documentaries online about drugs and about stuff like that, I'm not so surprised. She reported a crime a serious crime, you know what I'm talking about, and she got murdered for it. And it makes you wonder, bro, if the police is, if the law is really for the servants of this country or for the perpetrators. Because, man, for reporting something serious, bro, I was surprised to find out that she wasn't placed under physical protection no type of protection. I may be wrong. I didn't dive deep into it, you know what I'm talking about? And it's the truth, bro. She was not. It's obvious, bro. If an individual whistleblowers and then gets gunned down after dropping off their kid at a school, you know what I'm talking, at school by herself, you know what I'm talking about? I don't know if she was with anyone else, but it's obvious that she wasn't protected in any way. Why? Because our country can't fund it, our government can't fund it, because we broke as fuck. Actually, I don't believe that we broke. I think our country has a lot of money, it's just not spent on, you know what I'm talking about? And someone may look at this and think, okay, but like we don't have so many politicians or so many people in power who could like finish the whole country. You know, listen, bro, the working class is going to understand this, bro. If you spend 5 rand a day, it amounts to something at the end of the month. It amounts to something after 5 years. You know this, right? You know, I felt it in 3 months. You know what I'm talking about? Just spend 5 rand a day. So think about how much money these people are eating wire every single day. You know what I'm talking about? And they're not eating thousands, they're eating millions. You know what I'm saying? There's not a conspiracy theory. We just broke. We can't fund this type of programs. We don't have a witness protection program. I feel like I wish we had this type of things. You know, CIA, FBI, you know what I'm talking about? Damn, I wish I could work with those companies, you know, those agencies. But anyways, that's just me. At some point I wanted to join the army, but that's just me, you know what I'm talking about? In SA, bro, reporting a crime. Listen, bro, think about it like this. Let's say I'm a crime boss or a mafia. Do we have mafias in South Africa? Or a cartel. Let's say I'm a gangster, you know what I'm saying? Gangster, you know? And I have everybody on a chokehold, bro. Like, I wrapped my hand around everybody's clocky. So what basically means is, bro, I've got the chokehold on the police, the nearby police. I got a chokehold on businesses around me. I got a chokehold on every person in the community, you know what I'm talking about? So if somebody snitches on what I'm doing, that means you're fucking with my business, you know what I'm talking about? And if you fuck with my business, I don't like it when you fuck with my business. So what happens is I have to teach you a lesson. I have to end your life to teach everybody else not to fuck with my business. It's logic, you know what I'm talking about? It's logic, you know what I'm talking about? It's basically showing everybody else that if you do the same thing, if you try to act smart, this is what's gonna happen to you. You know what I'm saying? It's just me thinking, but we both know that it's real. We both know that it's realistic, bro. The thing about these crime syndicates is that they have hired killers and little fear of swift justice. They don't fear the justice system. Why? Because they're politically protected. You know what I'm talking about? They're protected. Like, I don't understand, bro. Like, not that our president, okay, this is nothing to our president, but let's say I was in a small country called Libraza. Let's say Libraza, a country called Libraza. And I was the president in Libraza, but I was a corrupt president. And I was the type of president that instead of utilizing the money to build schools and hospitals and stuff like that, I would use it to fund my own selfish businesses or something, you know what I'm talking about? And then somebody fucking reports that, bro. In order to ensure that nobody else does it again, I want to teach a lesson. I want to show an example so that nobody else can do the same dumb shit, you know what I'm talking about? And then obviously I would have hired killers, I would have this and that. And should everything go south, these people will obviously protect you, because why? I'm the president, bro. I'm the president. I can literally say stuff and change the whole balance of the country. I can literally, you know what I'm saying? This is literally how it is. But like I said, I respect our president. He would never do such a thing. I don't think so. But you know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of factors that go into it. Whether a weak institutional protections act, is that the right word to use? I don't know, bro. But I mean, we can't completely bash our system. I mean, we are trying as a country. I truly believe. I don't know if I'm naive, you know, but I am optimistic in this country's growth and development, bro. I mean, 31 years of freedom isn't so long. You know what I'm talking about? It's not enough to to sort of turn into a first world. You know what I'm talking about? We African at the end of the day. You know what I'm talking about? We've been pillaged, we've been colonized and stuff like that for a while. And yeah, so I do have faith in this country's growth. I do have faith in our black men, stupid people. I do have faith in y'all brothers. I do have faith in our women. I do have faith in our children, the next generation. Like I said, these kids are so smart. They have AI. Yeah, bro. So there's ongoing developments, but unless the whole heart of South Africa changes, I don't think it's gonna get better anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna have to wait and see. And I feel like that type of mentality is the reason why we're still struggling. Let's wait and see. So no, I feel like we should do something and then see, reap the rewards, reap what we sow. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, whistleblowers are in danger in South Africa. Doesn't mean it has to be forever though. But judging by how everything's been going, man, it's a tough one.